ready.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of our podcast, Barely Acceptable. I'm Callie,
I'm JB.
and we're here to talk about gay stuff, girl stuff, politics, wellness, and anything else that we feel is just on the edge of acceptable. So we'll just go ahead and get into it, talk about how we met, kind of why we're here. Do you want to get started?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm Daisha. I go by JB. The name thing is a whole thing. We'll get into it later. Like, what's your stud name? What's your mask name? It just happens
Okay.
to be JB. Right. And who are you?
I'm Callie.
Right.
Just Callie.
Okay.
All right. So we met in sixth grade. She kind of knew of me a little bit before talked to me. Why did you not talk to me when you first met me?
Well, so Callie used to play violin and I used to play cello, and we would have to like line up in the line. And I always just thought, those rope necklaces you would always used to wear.
Yeah.
I always thought those were so cute, so cool. But she had RBF, and I was like, don't know if I should talk to you. So I didn't. We fast forward to like sixth grade basketball tryouts, and in the layup lines, I finally was like, here's my shot to talk to somebody different. And I was just like, hey, don't you play violin?
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah. And then we started talking like, you know, like how kids do. Where are you from? What elementary school did you go to? And then it got into like family. And turns out both of our families did
In a little small
in
town.
a little small town.
They grew up kind of going to the same school together. They like knew of each other, but like weren't besties. But grew up in a small town. Our grandparents knew each other. Then moved to the town that we're in, which is a pretty large city. Not like super big, but like big enough. So the fact that like we kind of connected, and then our parents knew each other like back in the day, it's kind of fate. Kind of felt like
Yeah.
it was supposed to be. So through many trials and tribulations, here we are, 10 years later,
10 years
as of
in,
November
10
of last
years
year.
deep.
So congratulations to us.
Yeah.
We got married last June, so we are Mrs. and Mrs. Blessing.
Period.
What else? We have a house. We have 2 cats that are probably going to come up a lot in this podcast.
If you hear them meowing, apologies.
Yeah.
They could
Hopefully
not
you
be with
can.
us because they have
No.
like a little bit of like Siberian Husky in them. So maybe someday in a future podcast.
Yeah.
But
They'll be introduced at some point, but right now,
Cleo and Willow don't need to be here.
no, they do not. Yeah, so kind of that's our whole story.
Yeah.
We can get into like nitty gritty of everything in another episode, but we don't want to bore everybody on the very first episode because it's kind of not boring, but kind of boring. We're kind of boring people, I guess, now.
I wouldn't say
In a
we're
way.
boring. We
Yeah.
just don't get in the mix too much.
We don't have a whole lot of crazy stories now.
That kind of leads to why we have a podcast, though.
Yeah.
Like, we have a podcast because we just talk 28/7.
We do. We are definitely not one of those couples that like goes and sits at a restaurant and like has nothing to talk about. Like there's always going to be stuff to talk about between us. So yeah, that's kind of why we started the podcast. We just wanted to talk to each other like we always do, but hopefully like other people can kind of relate. Like
put a mic on it.
Yeah, we want other people to relate to the things that we say and see if anybody else has like the weird ass thoughts that we have. So yeah. I'm going to talk about a little bit what the podcast will be about. Kind of like we've kind of explained to everybody so far. It's going to be about like literally anything and everything. We do have a lot of unpopular opinions. We have a lot of things that could potentially get us canceled at some point in the near future, but we honestly don't care.
Because we're married, so...
Right. Literally nobody to
don't
impress
really
anymore.
have to, yeah.
But I know, like, we know that somebody is going to have the same thought as us. So we know we're not alone in the thoughts that we have about certain topics. So we want to talk about some of those topics. And then, yeah, we're going to share our experiences being gay women, She's obviously biracial, if you didn't notice, and she's also in the military. So we want to kind of like talk about that whole experience and all in further episodes and things like that, because Lord knows there's enough to talk about. But for now, we'll go ahead, get into some topics that we kind of feel like kind of need to be talked about right now.
Current events.
Yeah, some things that are going on. As we all know, everything is kind of a shit show right now in life.
2025 is looking awkward.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't say bad. Like,
I wouldn't say bad. I would just say, like, when you go get a haircut of how you wanted it to be.
Right.
Like, that TikTok is like, this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And this is what... And I kind of feel like that's, like, what we wanted.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest on this platform. We wanted Harris.
Well, yeah,
and
of course.
Trump is what we got.
Yeah.
So...
And I don't think it takes a genius
weird
to know how we stand on that topic, who we voted for. Yeah, so we just don't really have a lot of respect for a man that wants to not allow transgender women in the bathroom because, you know, we're protecting women and it's dangerous to have a trans woman in the bathroom.
Right.
But yet we're going to have a man who's, I don't want to say the word, but y'all know what, at least 30 women that we know of. I guess let's
just say nice try Diddy.
Yeah, Trump, Diddy, they're kind of up there together.
It's kind of up there. It's just it's kind of.
But yeah,
weird.
Let's go ahead and have him run our office because he's.
No, but don't get me wrong, because I'm sure there might have been 0.0% of someone who messed it up for someone, but I definitely don't think that it needs to be this pressing of an issue. But yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. I guess while we're on that, let's just kind of talk about Gavin DeGraw and Rascal Flatts and Carrie Underwood and all these people who are performing for him on
I know everybody.
Monday.
It was like 1-something million people unfollowed Carrie Underwood on Instagram because she was performing, but I don't know why a single one of you are surprised that Carrie Underwood is performing at the inauguration.
And you know why I feel that way though? Because I like started putting like 2 and 5 and 8 together.
Right.
Like, I don't know how many people watch the NFL, but when I do dip and dabble in it, like there was that song that she wrote opening up with like the NFL with all the teams.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you go and you look at all the NFL teams who voted or supported for his campaign, it's like, duh.
Right. Like
we can't be that shocked.
Now, Gavin DeGraw, I'm heard about that one. I may have shed a tear when I found out. Right. But I saw somebody on TikTok that was like, he'd perform. It was like something about he'd perform for an envelope if it opened for him or something. Like it was just something. I don't remember exactly what he said. Almost? Yeah, like if anybody asked him to perform, he would. And I think Babe's only got one song, but it's a banger. But
yeah, I mean, I hate to say one-hit wonder. I mean, I'm sure he has a few other in the books.
Nothing I can think of right now, though.
But Rascal Flatts.
That's not surprising.
It's not surprising, but like, come on.
Life is not a highway.
Life is not a highway no more. Like, you guys had cars. You guys had Hannah Montana. You just ruined my whole childhood.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
And
like, you're disappointing.
I mean, Carrie Underwood. But like, why is it the men that are ruining our childhood?
Why is it country music? And I like country music. Don't get me wrong. I love little Darius Rucker. I love,
Yeah.
I can name a few more. Post Malone, he's kind of going like country pop right now.
Too many artists are going country right now.
Yeah. I mean, Beyonce has her toe in the pond.
As somebody who is an avid country music hater, I'm not for it at all.
I am well-rounded in my music.
I'm well-rounded except for country. But I think it's because I kind of have like the view of like country being like
and
Confederate flag, like which I know that's not the case, so nobody come and be like that's not the case, because I know that's not actually the case. That's just how I feel about it. Like
unfortunately the people that fit that demographic majority of the time live in these smaller towns
and
represent Jason Aldean.
Do y'all really think that the people with their that song Big Green Tractors have a Kamala Harris flag on the back of their tractor?
Not as many as we need.
Don't think so. So that's kind of my take on country music. Not a fan. Also, Inauguration Day. Don't think I've ever watched an Inauguration Day before. Don't think I will now.
You know what also kind of made me upset is that people are all shocked that Michelle Obama is not her. It's like her
She
mom or
doesn't need to
something.
be there.
First of all, her mom
Like,
or something just died.
well, not
Like,
even that, but
can
like,
we give her grace? Can we
since
give her time
when?
to mourn?
And also, okay, y'all are upset that Michelle Obama's not coming, but Trump didn't come to Biden's, and he was a
Right.
president. Like, he's a former president. Michelle Obama is the wife of a former president. Like, she should be held to the same like level of respect as a president, whatever, because we love Michelle Obama. But why are y'all upset at her but not upset at Trump not coming to Biden's? Like, it's literally the same thing. Like,
Right. I don't know.
I
To me,
I
it's
don't
just
get
weird.
it.
Like,
People
it's like a
pick and
double
choose.
standard.
Y'all love to get upset at a black woman. That's it. That's that.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to harp on that.
Yeah. Y'all know how we feel about Trump.
Keep it light and fluffy.
That's it. Hopefully next year or next 4 years, Miss Kamala will run again and she'll get the flowers she deserves. But for now, we got to just deal with this and figure out what's going on. So we kind of want to talk about the ceasefires right now. I know, like, it's a great thing that the ceasefire happened. Like, it's putting a pause on everything. People are going to finally get to breathe and have some sort of potential hope for the future. It is obviously heartbreaking. Like, no matter which side you're on, I know some people support Palestine, some people support Israel.
It's going to be a lot of rebuilding on both sides.
I am in support of Palestine, but I'm not going to really get into that. Regardless of what side you're on, like, it's still heartbreaking. So many people lost their lives. So many people lost their homes. Just seeing the videos and just thinking about everything that happened, like, it's just heartbreaking, but I'm glad there's a ceasefire for now. I kind of feel like a ceasefire is kind of just like when you argue, like when we get in an argument and like the solution's never really resolved, but we're just like, let's just stop arguing. Are we cool?
Yeah.
Like, I saw somebody,
let's just sweep it under the rug.
Right. I saw somebody comment something that was like, do you think whenever there's a ceasefire, there's like a text or WhatsApp to the other side that's like, oh, is we cool?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Obviously, a ceasefire is not like the exact ideal situation, but we are very happy that it's happening right now. It's better than what was going on. So yeah, we'll just leave that at that. And then we kind of want to get into the fires in California. We do have some friends and family that live there that had to evacuate. Luckily, I personally didn't know anybody that lost anything, but just kind of going through that trauma alone is enough to really harm somebody. So we do want to give condolences to anybody who lost anything, lost a family member, anything like that, and everybody who was just scared.
Or that guy that lost his dogs. Did you see that?
Yeah. That made
Man,
me
I was so happy when he got his dogs back.
Yeah.
Because that to me is just like, but then he kind of, I was peeping it. He was driving a Cybertruck. And I was like, oh, now listen.
Are you part of the problem?
You might. All I'm saying is, Cybertruck, electricity, fire.
But
I'm nervous.
And I know they arrested people or whatever for the fires being started. And I really, honestly, I didn't even really look into it that much because I'm kind of like turning my head and pretending that those people didn't do it because I don't know. I kind of feel like this is climate change. Like, we're seeing it get worse and worse every year. People aren't going around starting fires. And maybe people did start a fire, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I saw somebody on TikTok, this guy, he was trying to like have like a little fire in during the midst of all this, and then some guy came up to him and like put it out and like cussed him out. And I was like, right, because like, read the room. Why are we starting a fire when you see half of California, half of LA is on fire? Like, what are we doing?
This is obviously climate change. Like, I don't understand how many more like natural disasters and things that are gonna like destroy people's homes, destroy people, destroy like all types of things before people kind of realize like, okay, this is like a problem that maybe we should fix.
The hurricanes, the tornadoes.
Like the world is literally getting worse and Mother Nature is telling us to just chill out and do what we're supposed to do, and nobody's listening. But it's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. Maybe one day people will start to understand that climate change is a thing and want to make change. But until then, again, prayers and condolences to everybody who went through the fire. There are many places to like go donate, so we would kind of like encourage anybody if they can to donate anything. I did see, what was that, Halle Berry donated her whole closet. Like,
and I know there's like a lot of hotels that are offering people to stay there.
Yeah.
But Lord knows there's already a wait list. So it's like, you're not promised. So, you know, and it's a really unfortunate situation.
Yeah. But, yeah. Other than that, you kind of already know like all of our political views and things like that. So yeah, I do want to kind of play a game. I have a list of some.
We didn't even get into the TikTok ban.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Okay, yeah. So the TikTok ban. I don't believe it was ever going to get banned. Maybe I'm just one of those people. But I think that this was a ploy to kind of like have all of us scared, shitting our pants that this is gonna.
So you think it's like a distraction?
Not really, but like, have you seen the post lately about like Trump is like saying like, oh, I'm gonna do everything in my power to not let TikTok get banned? I don't know. And maybe it is, but just kind of from what
I've seen. But then it's like it being banned in other areas of the world. Yeah,
like I
then makes me feel like it is going to happen.
Right. But I don't know
understand
the way that like
the biggest picture of why we're getting rid of it. Like, I'm
sorry,
you
China's stealing our data, don't you know?
Well,
our tutorials of how to fold.
So what happened to Wish? What's going to happen to Temu? What happened to, what was that? Musical.ly, Vine. Like, you get rid of one thing, people are just going to latch on to another thing.
But I guess our tutorials on how to fold a fitted sheet and make dinner for two are really just, we can't let that leak to China because they're going to do so much with that.
Literally.
But I don't know. Obviously, we're going to be heartbroken if we wake up on Monday and TikTok is gone. But we did survive the end of Vine. We survived the end of Musical.ly. So hopefully, if I don't know that I want to go to Red Note.
I went on there. It's not bad.
Yeah, but I think at some point they're going to catch on. Like, it's literally a Chinese app.
Right, but just like what TikTok. I said, though, you get rid of one thing, people are going to find another thing.
But I mean, it's still linked to China. So, like, if it is, like, if they're shutting down TikTok, whatever, like, they're going to ban Red Note for the same reason. So, I don't know. I'm not going to go to Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels because they're not funny. I know you love your Instagram Reels, but...
No, my Instagram Reels are just unhinged. Yeah. And then every time I get on the Facebook Reels, it's like those 5-minute crafts. Like, girl, like, this is not a... Or like the... What's that page? Tasty?
Yeah.
And like they show you how to... And it's like literally chopped up hot dogs and penne noodles. That's not a meal. Like, that's actually crazy. That's disgusting.
Yeah. No. So yeah, hopefully TikTok doesn't get banned because I really like TikTok.
I mean, I guess if it does, people better learn how to start talking to each other again.
Y'all are just gonna have to get back on YouTube, like, religiously.
I mean, yeah. I mean, or the Instagram Reels. You're just gonna have to suck it up.
I don't know that I can do that.
Sometimes the same content is on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like the Instagram Reels doesn't have the algorithm that we all want.
No.
And like, I was just now getting into TikTok Shop.
Right. Like I've been ordering
that. But I'm not proud of it after they post things like the Shein factories and like all the sweatshops and stuff. Like, obviously that's devastating. But I mean, I guess I'm a terrible human because I've bought things off TikTok Shop. I don't know. All I know is that since I came out of the womb, I'm actively dying every day. So I might as well do what I can do and live my truth.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about most things.
We're going to be looked at as bad people no matter what we do in life.
Right. You don't eat organic, you're terrible.
Yeah. You eat meat?
Right. Ew. You're terrible. We already cut pork out of our life, really.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sorry, sometimes, occasionally, once in a blue moon, bacon is what I prefer with something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to meet the standard of the next person or my
No.
neighbor.
First of all,
So
we're gay. Let's start with
right.
that.
But also,
So,
second of all, I don't care. And what J. Cole
no.
said, love yours. I'm gonna love everything I
Cool.
do.
Period.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna be bad people for the rest of our lives. So as long as we can buy shit off TikTok Shop and Shein
And I'm still gonna
and
eat Kraft mac and
Amazon
cheese
and Will and some Red Dye 40. So
and some Tostino's pizza. And
sue
then,
me.
oh, it's cancer cause. I'm almost positive that they're gonna be like, there's cancer from looking at all these screens and your phones and stuff
Well,
like that.
duh.
Like,
Yeah.
so let's be honest. Once again, everything is going to kill us.
Yeah. So
just love your truth.
that's your positive note. We're all dying. So
We're all
love that.
dying, but YOLO.
Let's get into my little game. So we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna list off some unpopular opinions that I've come up with or kind of like seen have been kind of controversial, and I want to talk about them.
Let's do it.
So, but I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the first one. Nobody should be famous for doing TikTok dances. Do you agree or disagree? TikTok dances. I'm not talking about Matt Stefania, the choreographer.
No, I know. You're talking about like Renegade.
Yeah.
I mean, to each its own. If you get famous from that, I'm never going to be mad at somebody giving their bag. So
no, but
no. You asked for my opinion. I gave it.
I'm giving mine now.
Oh, okay.
This is a back and forth.
I said don't. I was saying don't argue.
No, I feel like obviously get your bag. However you're gonna get your bag. I even tried to do my little TikTok dances a few years ago, but like I don't think that's where we should be putting like our fame. You know what I mean? Like I'll see like what Charlie D'Amelio or whatever, however you say her name, be famous for literally doing dances, but then there's other people that are like, you know, have their own small business,
right?
You know, like trying to like advocate for other people.
Yeah, but
like,
you gotta also think about all these TikTok dances. You kind of have to go after what is relevant and what is gonna make people feel fun.
Yeah.
So you make up a dance. The next person's going to make up a dance. And then you were making up a dance. And then, so I think it was more of like a fun aspect.
Right.
And they just happened to get their bag off of it. So if you
happen
to get your bag off of it.
not everybody wants to just be serious all the time.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I get it. I mean, not for me.
Yeah.
But for you. It's like all the people I watch do shoe reviews. Like, you got big off of doing a shoe review.
Right.
And now you're getting shoes for free. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, no. I'm a hater. Send me shoes for free. I work hard.
I do miss Little Neek, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's
that
a couple
girl that used
ones.
to do dances in her kitchen.
I know. Yeah. There's a couple of them. So yeah, I guess I
Dub Smash is another thing I really miss.
Yes.
Bring back Dub Smash. Anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
I have been seeing people do like Dub Smash dances on TikTok though,
yes.
and I am so here for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm for it, I guess.
Okay. Next one. Stripper bachelorette and bachelor parties is cheating. Like the night before your wedding when they go to a strip club. Do you think that's cheating?
I guess if you're... See, this is the thing. This is a different... People have different opinions of what is cheating. If you're looking, is it cheating? If you're touching, is it cheating? Is it cheating? To me, if I go to the strip club,
okay,
and I'm there with a friend, and we're married, I would feel out of place just because I feel out of place. Now, if the person comes to me and tries to dance on me and I allow it, to me, that's almost like a form of cheating.
But like, what is going to a strip club for? I'm saying for bachelorette parties, like you're the
it's like
person
your last
getting
night of freedom.
Yeah,
I think that whole thing's
you're not
weird,
being
though.
held captive. You're not like
to me, that whole thing's weird. It's not my prerogative. I don't bash on people who do it. Good for you. If somebody could tell me,
I'm bashing.
If somebody could tell me why they're doing it and their partner feels okay with it, sure. To me, it has nothing to do with like, oh, like, are you secure enough with your partner going to do that?
No,
to me, that's
I don't think.
But like you said, like, what is the benefit of it? You're not being held captive.
Like, if you're a person getting married tomorrow, why are you going to a strip club?
Getting twerked on.
That's just like what your last night of being single. Like, you're actually not single. You're engaged. You're in a relationship. Right. Obviously, a committed one if you're getting married the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just icky to me.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't
It's
know that I would
weird.
consider it fully cheating, but I
I mean,
definitely
shout out
think
to
it
the
shouldn't
exotic
happen.
dancers though for getting their
Yeah,
bag.
no.
Um,
No, nothing against them. It's against
no.
the men and women who go to them. Now, if you're like, say you're like a gay couple like us, I
Right.
don't think we would enjoy doing it. But like, if you're going
No, but
the
there
night
is
before your
some gay
wedding
couples
together,
that like to
like,
do that.
yeah, or if you have an open relationship or something like that, like,
And you got to realize there's also some relationships where people not only fantasize but like want another person. So like to them,
yeah,
that
and for
is a
those people,
and
it's fine.
yeah, for those people
But
it's fine. Like for someone who's like, oh, I like it when my partner's attracted or receiving attention from somebody else. Like to each his own.
right,
Not for me.
no.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's
But
just
if
where
you're
we leave
in
that
like
at.
a monogamous relationship where your partner wouldn't feel comfortable with you like looking at another woman in a certain way, why are you going to a strip club?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
to me, it's
just
weird, but that's just that.
It's just weird. I don't think a lot of people are really doing it anymore though. Like, I haven't really seen it a whole lot. I've been seeing a lot of people do like joint bachelorette parties lately.
Girl, I just remember early 2000s,
Yeah.
all them Bridesmaids movies and The Hangover.
Think Like a Man.
Yeah, it's like that's all those. And who knows? Maybe that was just like for mockery purposes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't really see people do it anymore. So
right, cool beans.
Until I do see it, I guess I'll get in the hood.
Right.
This next one might be a little. Respecting your elders is bullshit.
So this one, I think about
respecting your elders when you're not getting respect back.
Right. So this one I struggle with.
Yeah.
Just because growing up, I was just taught respect, period.
Well, yeah.
Like, it just made sense to me. Now, my experience working in healthcare, my experience just being out in the community, when someone is elder disrespecting me, and I know that you're not confused or anything, and you're just downright being disrespectful, and you want me to respect you, no, it's not going to happen.
No.
So I think respect is definitely one of those things that's like, it's earned, it's not given.
Yeah.
As cheesy as it is. So, I mean, let's just say an aunt, uncle, a blank, disrespected me, called me out of my name or something in regards. Like, no.
I don't care how old you
are.
All
the way, no.
If you give me disrespect, I will give you disrespect right back.
Like, we give your 6-year-old brother respect.
Unless you're like demented and you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. Like, it's not acceptable.
It's not, no. And you're not going to get respect back whatsoever.
No.
Okay, so glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
You remember that blue dress that everyone said was white and gold?
The sequence one? It was like kind of shimmery.
Kinda, yeah.
I always saw blue.
I said, my opinion is everyone that said the dress was white and gold was just seeking attention.
Yeah.
Because y'all
you just want to be different. You're not different.
Yeah, no,
that thing was blue. And if you don't know what we're talking about, just go look up.
Everybody
is the dress
knows what we're
blue
talking
or is it
about.
white and gold?
Everybody knows.
There's nothing. Everybody might not know. There might be some people.
Well, if you're 12 and you're listening to this and you don't know what the blue and black dress are, go look it up. But everybody who thought that dress was white and gold, you're a liar. You're one of those people that are like, just you're a pick me. Like, that's all it is.
Right.
You didn't see white and gold.
Right.
Okay. This one might make a few people mad. So sorry in advance.
Oh,
but
God.
like, thoughts and prayers don't solve anything.
Thoughts and prayers don't solve anything.
If I'm saying, like,
I
feel I'm
like, I'm going to keep you in my thoughts and my prayers?
No, not really. But like, if I'm sick,
right,
people are, and someone's like, or like, say I'm having a really bad day, like I get in a car wreck and someone's like, oh, I'm praying for you. What is that doing for me?
I mean, see, I look into things too much because they could just be saying, like, I'm praying that insurance works out for you.
Or they say, just pray about it. Just pray about it.
Yeah, obviously, but that's just because we're like people that are like, I'm going to manifest. So, like, to me, what's the difference between manifestation and praying? I mean,
I think it's different because manifestation, like, you're putting that power within yourself, and praying is putting that power within somebody else.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily. Let's just get on religion, I guess.
I mean,
talk about our
religion is such a difficult thing for me.
Yeah.
And we've speak about this all the time.
Yeah.
We both grew up religious.
Mm-hmm.
We've both seen different sides of religion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we would have a church if we chose to go back. Like, I have no doubt that that person would give us they would allow us to ask any questions.
Yeah. No.
I just have so many questions on
Yeah.
so many things. To me, right off the bat, the Bible says not to lie. You're taught as a kid, don't lie. And then you're taught that lying is a sin. But then the Bible is stories.
Yeah, you're not supposed to gossip.
You're not supposed to gossip. And then your parents always tell you don't gossip. And it's a book about gossip. Yeah. It's a book of stories. And these are amazing. Some of the stories are amazing that are like life lessons. I think the whole purpose of the Bible is to just teach you life lessons, if I'm being honest. Because I've read many parts of it.
Yeah.
But the part where it comes into like God and Jesus and spreading water and Noah's Ark and to me,
it just kind of feels a little.
It feels like a fairy tale story, and I feel so conflicted on the amount of people who put their faith into something. And
which good for y'all. Like, I'm so I'm so happy for people who can just like their house is on fire and they're like, God's got it. Like, I'm so happy for those people that like can just put everything into God and just pray about it. But I am not one of those people, and I don't think it actually works, because
I think it would take a lot for me to ever get back to that point.
Yeah, like as somebody who grew up in a very like not religious home, because like my parents were never really super religious, but I grew up going to church every Sunday. Like, we would drive to that small town we talked about earlier to go to church. Like, grew up in a very like everyone else in the family is religious, and then kind of seeing like kind of shit hit the fan happen in my life. Like, to me it's just like they always say like God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, or whatever. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever that saying is. And I don't know, it's just like, if he's so mighty, why do bad things happen? So
yeah.
And I know
I get it. And
I'm sure
bad
someone
things
can
have
explain
to
that.
happen.
I'm sure someone can explain that to me, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. So moving on, I don't think prayers would fix my car. That's it.
Right.
Okay. Cancel culture, like the whole cancel culture, I don't think it's a real thing. I think people are just like kind of being held accountable.
Right.
And I think we're just putting the word like canceled on it to like make it sound dramatic, but I think people are just starting to be held accountable for things.
Yeah.
And so like when I hear all these like boomers say like, oh, I'll get canceled if I say that, da 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 da. Like, I think it's just like people are scared to kind of like be held accountable for things.
Like, for what?
Like, if someone says like, say someone talks about like someone else's like race or something like that, and they like say stuff and they're like, but you don't want to get canceled, da 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 da. Like, your generation likes to cancel people, like stuff like that. Like, no, I think you're just scared to be held accountable for like saying something disrespectful or
racist, and then I won't have to, come at you or however you want to word it,
or like cancel you.
Yeah, like just don't be a shit human.
Yeah.
Like, I am just so firm on that. Like, that kind of goes back to that, like, respecting your elders thing. Just respect in general.
Yeah.
I just don't understand in the workplace and when you're on the phone with customer service for something. Like, unless that representative is speaking to you crazy, don't speak to them crazy.
Right.
It's not
and
that
you can
person's
be upset
fault,
with the situation,
but don't take it out on other
like,
people.
as somebody who works in like billing and like has to deal with people obviously not happy all the time because they get a bill, like the way that people,
how do you think we feel? We get
the
bills
way
all
that
the time.
people yell at me for them having a bill, like, I didn't put that there. Like,
No.
I didn't tell y'all to owe this money. Like, it's just crazy. Like, people are just so disrespectful, and then like, you don't want to get canceled, but like, you're just being held accountable. Like, that's it. Okay. Nuts. Oh, your mom's gonna get upset with this one. Nuts should not be in dessert.
No. Nuts can be in desserts, but don't ask me, and this goes out to my mom, don't ask me if I want brownies and then not include that you're going to put nuts in there. because
You need to disclose
I like
the nuts.
I like nuts. I like the walnuts because they're like a little bit softer. Like I like peanuts, but respectfully, don't or like trail mix. One time she made us trail mix or Chex Mix, whatever you want to call it. And I was so pumped up. I love Chex Mix. And then I'm like chewing it, eating it. I'm like, it's kind of a woodsy flavor. Like I'm getting a different flavor today. Boom, peanuts. Like, Mom, you have to tell me. You can't just do that.
Right.
Like, at all.
And we're gay, so we need to know if there's nuts. Because
Yeah.
we don't do nuts.
No, you eat a lot of pistachios.
Okay.
That's a nut.
I like cashews too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love
But like,
cashews.
but like, just the nuts.
Just tell me. And like, obviously,
and they don't need to be in everything.
I dislike it when they put it in banana bread, or like desserts that are in a like kind of a loaf deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? This is supposed to be like a very moist, dense, yummy, delicious, sweet thing. Like I'm a sweets queen, but then you go and put chopped up nuts or walnuts in banana bread.
Yeah,
just leave it be. I never asked for that.
No.
Yeah.
So
sorry,
nuts,
Mom. That's just how we feel.
Sorry for the slander. Nuts should not be in everything, but they are okay in some things with permission. Okay.
Heavy on it.
Next one. Boneless wings, childish.
It's a
chicken nugget.
It's
Stop
a chicken nugget.
calling it a boneless wing. It's a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
With maybe
and
some
if you want to
sauce
argue with that, then tell me what is the difference between a chicken nugget and a boneless wing. Tell me the difference.
Yeah.
And if you can successfully, then I will cut you some slack.
But they're childish.
But on that note, popcorn chicken. Do you remember when Walmart used to have popcorn chicken? Well, they still do. So good.
I like the popcorn chicken that we got at school.
Yes, like in that little paper.
And don't even get me started.
And it would say something on it, right?
On the Smile potatoes.
Yeah, but we bought those recently at Kroger, and they were not the same.
No,
so those lunch ladies, they were doing something. Or
those lunch ladies,
men,
they were mostly women. Which, duh.
No, I think my school
girls run the world.
I think my school had a good mix, but either way, shout out to them.
Oh my God! Speaking of lunch ladies, did I ever tell you about my lunch lady when I was in elementary school?
No.
Bro, she used to sweat so bad. And
while she was serving the food?
Yes, and she would be wearing like a hairnet, obviously. No. And that hairnet, kid you not, bro. The line that goes around your head?
Indented.
Back here.
Oh.
She would sweat
in the back of her head?
Bad. She would drip sweat onto our table.
I wouldn't eat it, bro. I wouldn't eat it. I would have had a packed PB&J.
And she wasn't even like big. And not saying like big people sweat, but usually when someone is sweating profusely, they can be a little bit overweight. Like
sometimes, yeah.
But
I know some skinny minis who sweat.
Yeah. But I think she had a problem. And so sorry
what's that one?
Sorry if you're my lunch lady and you don't and you remember me and you're watching this. My bad. But
like if you had something wrong, nasty. We're so sorry.
Yeah, but it was disgusting. It's called, I think, hyperhidrosis.
Yeah, but is that for just your hands or is that like your whole body?
I think it's just your palms and your feet and your armpits.
Right. I mean, sometimes it does make me frustrated.
But it was like face sweat. And it takes a lot for your face to sweat. I mean, sometimes my armpits
sweat more than my entire body. And it stresses me out. And
but
I don't know about
sweat is crazy.
But when you get really hot, like when, for instance, when we be in basketball practice or something, and we'd be running, sweating, my stomach gets cold. Weird, right?
Yeah, that is weird.
Your stomach, I mean, I've always been
I don't think I ever
kid, so maybe it had to do with the amount of chunkiness I had on my belly.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Every time I work out, my stomach gets cold. Like I can be sweating, stomach cold. Weird.
Mm-hmm. But if you're a lunch lady and you sweat a lot and you think we don't notice, we do, and it's traumatizing. I have not stopped thinking about it since elementary school. So.
Right.
Okay. Next one. You might not like this one, but avocado is overhyped.
No, I agree with that statement. I think when people found out the benefits of avocado, they just ran with it.
Like, why
Like,
is
avocado toast is fire, though.
It is.
It's
It's
fire,
gas.
but why is it
It's
so
gas.
expensive?
Why is it like $7 for a slice at Dunkin'?
Right.
And you're just giving me a slice of like kind of burnt toast.
Healthier, everything healthy, when you buy it out and about, is going to be more expensive.
And this is why America is fat.
I mean,
so we
and
agree that
also,
avocado's overhyped.
no, it's overhyped. I respect avocado, though.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
don't get it twisted.
I love avocado.
I love avocado toast. I love guacamole. I love avocado on a burger. Like,
I don't know how to blend avocado, but I love avocado.
We'll save that for another day. I mean, just wow.
I'm just now kind of learning how to cook. Like, in the last, what,
like 4
and I would
years?
say,
like, cook.
Like 4-ish years.
Yeah.
So
you're working on it.
Making some mistakes on the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Black coffee drinkers are lying about it tasting good. It's not
So
good.
do you mean, like, truly? Like,
I'm meaning,
like, is it Folgers or Folgers?
Straight out the pot.
Because, like, we have right now, we have a French vanilla roast.
No, not flavored.
Okay.
Straight black coffee.
Straight black coffee. Coffee, no flavor. Yeah, I mean, you would be lying if you said it didn't taste like dirt.
You're drinking dirt.
Because I've eaten dirt as a kid. That's what coffee tastes like. You've eaten dirt before.
Yeah.
Every kid has went outside and made a dirt pie with grass and, like, tried to pretend to eat it.
I've never made a dirt pie. I've gotten dirt in my mouth from doing shit outside, but I've never been like, spoon, dirt.
Well, honey, I was an only child till I was 8.
I was an only child till I was 16.
I know, and I don't know how you didn't eat dirt, though.
I didn't eat dirt.
Well,
and maybe my mom will watch this and be like, you're a liar because you ate dirt.
I ate dirt and
grass. I don't
grass.
remember eating dirt or it tasting like anything.
Right.
So,
Right.
So black coffee drinkers, I know a lot. I'm not going to name any of them, but you're lying. Yeah. It does not taste good. You're only drinking it for the caffeine and because your body is addicted to it, not because it's good. And
because maybe you like to have a good bowel movement.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's just call it
it's a laxative.
And it warms, like, no BS. If I drink a cup of hot coffee, I'm sweating.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of it. And like hot chocolate, that's why you have hot chocolate in the winter because it warms you up.
Yeah, I'm sweating for sure. Like, I've tried to be that girly that takes hot coffee to work. And then, I mean, I'm sitting at the desk. I'm sweating. I can't do this. I'm not supposed to be at this party. But I also can't drink an iced coffee when it's 9 degrees outside. So
I can.
I can't.
I can.
No.
It could be -20 and I'm drinking iced coffee. Because you know what happens if I have hot coffee.
Yeah, right.
I'm not leaving the restaurant.
You're not okay.
She's not okay. Okay. This is the last one. And this one can kind of be, I don't know. I believe that couples who share one social media account are hiding something.
Ooh.
Besides, like, your grandparents, but that's because, like...
Right. And it's like...
But if you're young and you're actively on social media and you share an account, that one other person has a separate account, you just don't know about it.
That's a strong statement. So do you feel that way about a joint bank account?
No.
A separate bank account?
No.
Okay.
But it's just something about people sharing a social media account that just kind of feels like you're hiding something.
It kind of feels like you don't have independence or something.
Because why do you have to share a social media?
Unless there's a couple people out in this world who genuinely, when they're in a relationship, feel like they are just period one. And I would say so far in our relationship, I'm happy that we identify that we are separate. Yeah.
Now I have thought about us getting like a joint Facebook because you're never on Facebook anyways.
There's no point. There's no point.
But there's also,
There's no point.
I could see us having one, but we don't need one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. That's weird. I guess I would need to maybe know some people, and I'm definitely one of those people. That's why I'm so terrible at this game. I just need to know your why. Because I don't need to respect your why. I have questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no hate, no tea, no shade. Happy for you. If you're happy and it's working for you, good. But like you said,
you're hiding
especially if the other person or the people in the relationship are outgoing or something.
That's the part that I'm like.
That's the part I'm just not getting, because
in
it's like
all of your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok,
yeah,
they should not all be combined. Like, if you want to have a joint Facebook, that's a whole separate thing. But if you have a joint Facebook, joint Snapchat, joint everything,
yeah.
like, you're unhappy, period. And it's going to lead to infidelity.
You're stupid. You're
Like,
stupid.
that's it. It's
I don't
infidelity.
know. Yeah, that's just, it's odd.
Yeah. Well, that is the end of my game. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about in this episode?
I don't think so. I think
No?
that was a good first episode. I
Yeah.
think that we talked our ass off.
Always.
Not
hard
we
to
have
do.
a lot going on
We
from
do.
this point to Monday with a potential TikTok ban, as we touched on.
Yeah.
Trump stepping into office. You know, I still have hope for The Simpsons because some of their stuff.
Did you see Biden's like farewell video?
I did. It was very sad.
I am not
I will
the
not
biggest
lie.
fan of Biden.
Yes,
but
right.
I did shed a tear because
It's sad.
we kind of know what's coming. Like,
yeah,
we all know what's coming. And I hope that everything was a lie that he's promised to do. I hope he does not follow through with anything. I hope everything kind of just coasts and remains the same as it has been for the last 4 years. But some of the promises are terrifying, especially for women like us.
Yeah. And I will say, I was on TikTok, of course.
Duh.
And there was a lady, it was like a CNN or some type of news page. And this news reporter was interviewing a principal at a school in a smaller town. And they were just kind of talking about the fact that, like, funding for public education is going to go down. And the lady was just talking, the principal was just talking about, oh, how we need it, blah, 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 blah. And then wraps the video up by saying, the news reporter asked her, she's like, well, did you vote for Trump? Did you understand? And she was, oh yeah, I voted for him. So you voted for him, but yet you care about being a public educator and in the system. And to me, it's disheartening because it's like you're taking that away from those kids. You're taking away literally their funding.
Yeah.
You're saying you don't care about school shooting. To me, that was absolutely wild that principal was able to say that on a platform. And, in that whole, they did like the numbers on it, and that county did vote for him. So then it's just like, that's the problem, is you guys are caring about the wrong things and then saying, well, and then in the video, she's like, I want Trump to come here and sit in these chairs and do this and do that. Why? Yeah. He doesn't, he won't.
No.
And he will do whatever he wants.
Exactly. And all these people that like have like autistic children with like special like things like IEPs, dyslexia, like just any kind of thing that like a child is not just like a regular child, has no problem.
And honestly, there's no kids now that are regular,
no,
which is like another thing.
No, but that's a whole that's a whole other topic. But like, why did you vote for Trump? Like, you saw, like, everyone that voted for him and is like, Project 2025 is not real. Like, you're in denial. Like, we all know that everything that he said.
Denial is a river.
Exactly. Was that Doechii?
I don't know.
That's her show. No, that's her show coming out. Denial is a river.
Wow.
Can't wait for that. But anyways, like, we saw in Project 2025, like, even if he's not gonna do it, we know how
it's still a scary thought.
We know how he feels about it. We know how he feels about children with disabilities. We know how he feels about gay people. We know how he feels about Black people. We know how he feels about Hispanic people. Like, we know how he feels, and regardless of whether or not he's gonna do something about the way he feels about these people, it's the principle. And why is he in charge of our country when he has, like, he hates everybody except for like white rich men? Like, and women, white women, if you think you're safe, you're not. Like, he doesn't like you either. No. Like, I just don't want to, I don't understand what it's going to take for people to, like, understand that.
Well, that's
maybe the world has to burn.
I don't think that I don't think it's for anybody, at least in America. No, because I see people in Canada, reach out, oh, we're so sorry. We're never going to understand.
No.
So, I mean, that right there,
I guess
is just barely
like
unacceptable,
homophobic and
barely acceptable.
Yeah.
I won't even say barely. It's just sad.
Yeah.
So
it's icky. And I'm not saying that I hate everyone that votes for Trump.
right.
I'm just saying I don't think you fully know and understand what you just
And
did.
you know what? Even if he doesn't do some of his promises, because let's be honest, a lot of these people they get on these things, this is what they do. They
Right.
promise things that aren't going to happen.
It's still the principle.
But it's the
like,
principle. So.
It's the principle of what he believes in, and you voting for him is saying that you want somebody that believes those ways to run our country. And that alone is just disheartening, but we're not going to keep talking about it. Obviously, who gives a shit about like human rights, gun control,
Right.
protecting children?
Right.
Let's ban TikTok.
Right.
That's that on that. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, that was episode 1.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody. There has been so many people that have been like so excited about this podcast, and it really makes us so happy because people tell us that we're funny, but like I don't know.
Right.
It's nice to hear, and it's nice to have support for things. We had a YouTube channel way back in the day.
Oh God, Life with DC.
The real
if you
OGs.
Can find it.
If you can find it, it's still out there. It's
we
called
do not
Life
have
with DC.
The password to the account.
Completely locked out of it to delete anything. So we had that back then. A lot of people liked it. Obviously, we didn't blow up because now we're here restarting, trying again. But we do appreciate everybody that cares and is supporting us and wants to see us just do well and wants to listen to the things we have to say. Like we said kind of in the beginning, we're going to have new episodes every other Sunday. If we start to like really just want to just yap and yap and yap, we'll have episodes every Sunday, but for now, it'll be every other Sunday. Yeah. We're going to have plenty of things to talk about. If anybody has any questions or anything that they want us to talk about, let us know. We will be having like other people on the podcast and things like that. We kind of already have like a little lineup. But yeah, so we love you all, and thank you guys so much for listening. And yeah, stay tuned. And I hope everyone has a great Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Let's celebrate the real man of the hour. Nobody watched the inauguration. Just rewatch Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
Period.
Okay. Well, bye, everybody. We love you all. Yeah, see you later.